All right, we are live. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to This Weekend Loaded. All right, as the new opening screen said, we are live. I want to thank DM Faust for that. He sent that to me earlier this week or last week, I forget which. But yeah, DM Faust has been a busy boy, Gary. Sending you stuff to put on yours. Now he's sending me stuff for on here, and I'm not complaining. I didn't have to pay for it, so you know. And he did a good job with it. So if he's going to do the work and he's going to send it to me, I'll use it. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, you got room to talk, man. You got more that you do on your from him than I do. So you this what move? Did I send you a move? Did I send you a move? Did I send you a link move? I don't remember if I did or not. I always forget somebody. I don't know if I put you in there or not. Yeah, I did. Okay. So, don't got a panels as of yet, and nobody's jumped in here. Oh, so you get some from barbecue too? Gee, I, I didn't rank getting any from Guns and Barbecue. So yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's somebody. We have a New York Outcast sighting. How you night, Rob?
All right, how's it going?
Yeah, not too bad, I guess. Just a little on the tired side. Other than that,
Up partying late last night or what?
no. Finishing touches on a house.
Uh,
Supposed to start moving in this week because my wife's on vacation, so we're gonna use her vacation time to start moving stuff and really moving stuff. So
yeah, it's always fun.
yeah. Okay, Moo, I see. Moo asked this out there earlier, like, this what, Moo? He said he couldn't say what is this because it's a copyright case. I guess he's worried Gary's going to sue him. Yeah, we were talking about how Faust made the intro. I don't know if you were out there and saw the intro or not. Now I
No,
got a
I
new.
didn't see it.
I guess I can play it again. All right, we are live. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to This Weekend Loaded.
Not bad.
And Gary says he has a law firm of Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe on retainer. So Gary goes to the Three Stooges for legal advice, apparently. Moo, I don't think Clem Hogwaller has his legal license, but whatnot. Yeah, I don't think he's been enrolled in the bar. You'd have to talk to Gary about that, though. Yeah, Rob wasn't here, so I showed him to Gary. Yeah, Faust sent that to me earlier this week, Rob. Or just it was either earlier this week or last week. No, it was this week because we didn't use it last week, so it had to have been earlier this week.
That's cool. It's becoming a regular Mr. Harper with the jingles.
Yeah, I know, right?
Pretty cool. Some moose out there. What else you got out in the crowd?
Yeah, got Gary doing double duty out there because there's two of him. Uh,
Gary. All right.
yeah, you said Moo and Bernie was out there earlier. Don't know if he's still there or not. He hasn't said nothing since earlier. It says there's six people watching. Damn this vision of mine. Anyway, if you don't say anything, we don't know you're there. So let us know you're out there if you're out there. I have no idea what the hell to talk about this week. I have not been keeping up with things this week. It's been one of those. It's been a hectic week.
Well, your Thanksgiving go okay?
I basically stayed home and did nothing. Wife and kids went to her mother's. I just wasn't in the mood for any of that. I just stayed home and enjoyed the quiet.
So they hate you, huh?
No,
You're banned from the household.
no, I just didn't feel like going. That's
Uh,
legitimately what it was. I just didn't feel like going.
so what did you eat? You missed out on a free
No,
badass meal,
no,
probably.
they brought me food home from down there.
Uh, yeah, there's no way I'm missing out on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, her mother needs. She's getting older now, and her cooking is getting worse and worse. Honest to God.
Sucks when that happens.
Hmm. Her mom used to be a really good cook, but since her dad's died and since she's had her heart attack, it's just like her heart's not in it as much as what it used to be. You know what I mean? And she says she doesn't taste things as well, so that could be affecting it too. You know.
Yeah,
But like you said, it's a free meal, so I'm not going to complain too much. But
yeah. Shit, I had to argue for something different tonight. Still eating turkey. We always get a big one, so I get extra. But I've been snacking on that at midnight here and there, and making sandwiches. Yeah, it's just had to switch it up for dinner tonight.
yeah, we had fish, fried halibut sandwiches.
Not bad, not bad. We had pizza because they started decorating for Christmas. Damn it! So
Yeah,
uh, yeah, nobody was up to cooking.
wouldn't it be worth it to start decorating here and then have to take the stuff all back down again? We have not
Yeah,
started decorating yet.
I'm a humbug all the way, so it doesn't matter to me. Well, actually, I prefer throw it up like I don't know 2 weeks before, and then it's down by New Year's.
Yeah, my mother always had the house decorated by Thanksgiving Day because that's the traditional beginning of the holiday season, you know. So my mother always that's why Santa was in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade because that's the beginning of the Christmas season. So my mother always had the house, the tree, and everything ready on New Year. I mean Thanksgiving, and then a day or two after New Year's is when she would start taking stuff down again because she was superstitious and said that you couldn't take the tree down until after the New Year or it was bad luck. So
Yeah, to me, it's just pain in the ass. Damn pets like climbing around and this and that. It's always a damn disaster. Gets
well,
redone 5, 6 times. God forbid I put something back in the wrong spot.
Hmm. Yeah, last year the damn Siamese, he kept wanting to climb in the tree. It's like, get out of the tree, you stupid cat. He wasn't trying to knock things off. He was just climbing in the branches.
Yeah. Well, my free trees finally shit the bed, so as they say, as my dad would say, I guess. Uh, I don't know. It's a ragged. It's a normal tree to me. Yeah, not a raggedy tree, but the lady went to set it up. I guess had a meltdown. We got a lot of years out of it. Ended up getting it for free, so they ordered another one. So guess it's gonna be even bigger. So yay!
Mm.
I was trying to go get a real one, but that turned out to be an issue. It was never an issue years ago, but I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we can't do a real tree because of our daughter with her asthma issues and stuff. For some reason, the pine always sets her off. The pine sticks, that you put in the artificial tree, that doesn't bug her. But if you have a real tree in the house, forget it. She starts having an attack.
Yeah, I like real trees. Yeah, obviously you got to water them,
Hmm.
keep an eye on them, but all in all, they're nice. I mean, the needles are a pain in the ass. I'll give you
Oh
that.
yeah.
But even with the fake ones, it ends up all over the place. So I don't know.
Yeah, we got the artificial we got it at Home Depot a couple years. Christ, it's probably been more like 6 years ago by now. But it's one of those pre-lit, and it looks real, and it has like natural not acorns, pine cones that are sewn into the branches and stuff.
Mhm.
So it looks like a real tree, even though it isn't.
I think it steals some of the fun. Yeah, remember back in the day, bringing the kids and cocoa and sleds and making an afternoon out of going to get a tree. Everybody working the saw, jokes and laughing, picking the trees, all that good stuff. Now you just go online and say, "Oh, that one's cool." Click. So
You know,
it's just different.
even if we get an artificial tree, we go to a store in person and pick out the artificial we want. So you still got the whole go out and pick a tree thing. It's just we get a fake tree and it lasts a couple years before we have to get a new one. But we made a thing out of going and getting the tree, even if though we were getting the fake one, so that they still had the experience of going out and picking their Christmas tree. You know what I mean? But again, with our daughter and her asthma issues, we had to be careful with whether getting a real tree or not. So we just decided to, just because it's better for her, we were just going to always get the artificial and not take the chance.
It seems odd. My dad had asthma, and we always had real trees.
Different people will be
Never
set off by
seemed to be
different
a
things.
thing.
Yeah, it's crazy how it works because different things will set off people differently. It's weird. Like I said, the sticks that smell like a tree, those don't bother her. She walks in the house with somebody who has a real tree and she's using her inhaler. It's crazy, but it is what it is. Her grandparents switched to getting an artificial tree because for that reason, because she would walk in their house on like Christmas Eve or Christmas Day and she'd start having an attack because they always had a real tree when she was younger.
How old's your daughter?
How old's my daughter now?
Yeah,
She's in her 20s now.
she
She
lives with it.
yeah, she's going to school, so she's living with us while she's in school.
I was gonna say if she's just coming over for the afternoon,
No,
yeah,
no,
big
no,
deal.
no, no. She's in college, so she's living here while she's in college. One less
Yeah.
expenses she has to worry about and stuff.
Yeah.
Hell, the only one that's actually moved out's the youngest. I'm not going to yell at our son though, because he is working full time and he helps with the bills and stuff. So I'm not going to yell at him for wanting to live here while he's working full time and stuff. If he was just mooching, it would be a different situation. But yeah, he helps out around the house with the money things, and he's working full time, so I'm not going to complain.
So any drama? Anybody? The wife go ape crap on anybody over the holiday, or
No,
no family drama?
no, not that I was told about.
Oh, that's good. Not very interesting, but good.
No, it's not very interesting at all. I was hoping Jason would jump in here so he could have picked on about Ohio State losing after he insisted they were going to beat Michigan. Not only did they lose, they lost big.
Yeah, what'd I tell him? You remember?
Yeah, you told me they were going to lose.
Oh, they were gonna get their ass kicked.
And they did.
Yeah. He owes me a Beretta. You remember that, right?
Yep, he owes you a Beretta.
Damn, Skippy.
It was like
For
41
anybody
to
in the chat
27.
references that, make sure you let Jason know. Don't let him get away with this.
Yeah, they beat. I think the final score was 41 to 27. Beaten by 14 points.
So what did his team do? Just like take a knee and watch the ball go by, or what?
Um, I didn't watch the game. I just saw the final, so I don't know what all happened. But yeah.
He was talking a lot of crap the other day.
I know. He's talking about how they couldn't beat Michigan
I don't know
State.
nothing. I ain't seen the stats, and I don't know.
Yeah, he was all talking like Michigan couldn't beat Michigan State, and Ohio State had demolished Michigan State, and that just proved that they could beat Michigan. And
He might be too ashamed to show up. That could be the problem.
that could be it. He could be embarrassed out there. He's licking his wounds.
I'll take it easy on him, but I still want the Beretta.
Yeah, Moose says he may have watched that game. Yeah, I did not. I was watching it. I don't know what I was watching when that game was on. So that was an early game yesterday. As big a deal as Ohio State and Michigan is, and with both of them in the top 10, you'd thought they would have had that game as a primetime game, but they didn't.
See, when you don't have your emotions into it and really truly don't care, you can just pick a winner just like that.
Yeah, and Buck says maybe that's why Jason is not here. Yeah, might be. Last year he was like Ohio State's going to win the national championship. I was like, I told him no, they're not. Alabama is. He's like, no, not Michigan. Ohio State's going to win. We're going to win the national championship. I'm like, no, you're not. Like, who was right? It wasn't Jason. So this is the second year in a row he said that Ohio State was going to go all the way, and no. Yep, yeah, he might be him. That might be it. He might just be embarrassed.
Well, hopefully he didn't do anything drastic. It's only a Beretta, Jason. Whew. Got a couple Brandy Alexanders. Not my thing. I was forced to drink them, but it's all right.
All right, we're going to throw a poll out there. So when that pops up, vote and give us your opinion on the question. Now, there it is. So the poll asks, is Jason not here because Ohio State lost? Simple yes or no poll, folks. So put your votes in now. He's going to watch us on
Hopefully, we don't
replay.
see him on the news attacking some players, talking crap. Like, you let me down.
He's going to watch us on replay and he's going to kick our asses. Got 2 votes when it's 50-50. Yep, 75-25 now with 4 votes in. Hey, it actually is doing the math right. That actually equals 100. Didn't that happen last week? Where we had a poll that actually equaled 100?
I don't know. Now, do you think he like screwed up his routine? Like, didn't wear his lucky underwear or the cozy or the lotto ticket or whatever, his thing was?
Yeah, I don't know. But
Oh,
Buck said,
wasn't it like a full pack of cigarettes or something like that?
yeah, he had some crazy thing he does every game. But Buck says to tell you that all you have to do is close your eyes and tap your heels 3 times and Jason will show up.
Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm calling BS. Well, sports are real serious for some people, so maybe he's doing the therapy thing. You never know.
You do not know. But, yeah, I had to mute up a second. Wife came in and started bugging me about something. So if, if you're wondering why there was a momentary moment of silence, that's why.
Still yelling about you not going to Thanksgiving dinner.
No, she talking about you. She just reserved the U-Haul and crap.
Mm-hmm.
So
Would they charge you for that?
she says it's going to be like 167 plus the whatever mileage, which isn't going to be much because we're not going that far.
167.
Yep.
Now, is that like with your deposit?
Uh,
It's like, I don't know.
I don't know. She didn't say all. She just said it came to 167 plus whatever mileage ends up being.
So she get the insurance.
I would assume so. We've done this before with the U-Haul, so she knows how to.
Yeah, I never get the insurance, but I will from now on.
Oh yeah. Never don't get the insurance. You always get the insurance. You never know what's going to happen, and you can't trust other people on the road.
Dude, I've never had a problem with any of those trucks ever. And then I rented a trailer, and it passed me with my hitch. It wasn't pretty.
So you got
With an SUV on it. So
you got passed by your own trailer. What is this, like a
yeah,
movie?
yeah.
It was pretty. Movie where they're riding down the road and they get passed by their own trailer.
It was pretty crazy, man. So I got real lucky. Like if it wasn't for us, the snowplow kind of made a bank, and I mean this is way out back roads, steep cliff down to like a little stream. And this SUV, the brake never locked up because it's the hitch was still attached. Went right by me, caught the snowbank and was about to go over, and it just, thank God the snow was hard. It stopped like a foot away from where it would have been no hope. Oh, crazy. Thankfully, the trailer turned out being all right and everything. So, well, nobody noticed anything. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, that's insane.
So I'll get the insurance next time. Just
Yeah. Oh, G23 says you didn't say Jason while you were doing it, so that could be why. Yeah, kind of like how Dorothy had to say there's no place like home. You got to say Jason, 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 I guess.
Wait a minute. How do I know Michael Myers won't show up?
Oh, you end up with Jason Voorhees, not Michael Myers. Not that either one would be a good thing.
Yeah, it could screw up my night.
Got 11 people according to StreamYard and 8 votes. So come on, can we get 100%? Well, one of those might be me, so I don't know because I can't vote. But it's at 75-25 with 8 votes. So that means 2 people voted no. That's not why. I think one of them might be Jason. He just isn't saying anything.
Come on, buddy. It's all right.
So should we end this at 8 votes, or should we give it more time? What do you think, Rob?
I don't know. Maybe for the sake of Jason, we should just wrap that up.
So
If he
Stacy
does
voted
tweak
no.
out, I don't want to be added to his list.
Yeah, so Stacy voted no. She said, "Got to have Jason's back."
Yeah, I hope he didn't bet any money on that.
Yep, there's Stacy. Evening.
What's going on?
Nothing. We're just picking on Jason.
I know. I gotta have his back though.
Hey, he's the one that was so cocksure that Ohio State was going to win. Did you hear him
Tried to
last
tell him.
Oh man, he was so sure Ohio State was going to win.
I sent him a text about that, about your little poll thing. Whenever he said laughing out loud driving home from work.
So he got his number, huh?
I have his number and Jason, or not David's number.
You got mine too.
Oh.
Yeah, I got Richard's. I got. Let's see, I got Pat's. Moo. Bucks. And. So I usually text Jason and David fairly often.
Yeah, Buck's too good to jump in here. He's too busy watching movies. He said he's watching Die Hard earlier.
So how's he watching Die Hard and listening to this? Hell of a multitasker.
Well, Bernie said he's watching Yellowstone and listening to us at the same time.
I've heard a lot about that show. I don't know.
From what I heard, it's just cows grazing in a cattle.
I can look out my back door and see that.
Cows grazing in a cattle. It's great.
I've never watched it, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's some rancher type TV show from what I heard from earlier, I guess. I don't know.
I did binge watch the Cowboy Bebop live action series on Netflix this week. While everybody was at her mother's for Thanksgiving, I watched that.
seen a thumbnail of old time fashion or something like that. There was an image of a girl playing pool, and she had like a vent, like where her butt is, like in not where her butt is, but like kind of like I don't know, like the only thing I can imagine is like if you fart, it vents out or something. But it was like a vent in your clothing, and that was like a thing, I guess. Pretty strange.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I don't know what to say about that one.
Weird stuff.
How was your Thanksgiving, Stace?
It was good. We went to his grandparents, which is like a quarter mile from my house. I didn't have to go very far. And stuff, and all the family was up there, so pretty nice. Definitely ready for some turkey. So,
Yeah, like I was telling Rob, I didn't do anything except stay home and watch some TV, watch some Netflix. Well, it was nice and quiet.
yeah, his brother and his wife, they just had a baby on the 19th, so I got to love up on him and hold him.
Any drama?
Yeah. His
Oh yeah.
family's always, his family's like, they're all really close and, laughing, joking, maybe sarcastic comment here and there, fun, all in fun, but they're all
So
pretty
who won
good.
the fight?
Now, usually if it's something, it's usually Snob and his aunt getting into, politics, and they can be a back and forth banter and them two arguing their points, but they don't really do that too much. It's pretty
None of
funny
that
to watch.
happened though.
Huh?
None of that happened though. Snob didn't get in the blows with her this time.
No. But I mean, it's not like angry. They don't get angry at each other. They just banter back and forth. You're like, why do we start this? But no, it was really good. It was really good to see everybody, and I love his family. His family's awesome. I mean, I don't think there's really anybody in the family I don't like.
So did anything come out horrible?
No.
No. What was the best food item?
I'm all about the turkey. I love turkey. I only get it really once or twice a year.
Thought you lived with a turkey.
Well, that doesn't count.
Well, we've been joined by Buck now. Evening, Buck.
Good evening. How's everybody doing?
Hey, honey.
Hey, sweetheart. How you doing?
Good.
You too. How you doing, sweetheart?
Huh?
How's Rob doing?
Doing all right. How's it going, man?
Wore out. Been trying to rearrange my damn reloading table, and hell, I just moved junk from one side of the room to the other.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing a little of that organizing stuff myself lately. Pain in the butt.
So, how was your Thanksgiving, Buck?
Just me and the wife, all we had was a turkey breast and lay down and watch movies. That's about it. Didn't really go nowhere. Waiting for Christmas to do all that good stuff.
Speaking of turkeys. You gonna say hi?
No.
No. He's not even gonna say hi.
Gobble, gobble.
Find any coyotes?
Moo says he loves your avatar, Buck.
Yeah, I kind of like it too. I kind of picked that up in Tulsa when I was down there. I got it on one of my 30 round magazines. Damn, I done put them up somewhere. I don't even know where the hell they're at.
I'm going to go ahead and end this poll. Been going for 15 minutes now. And with 8 votes, it was 75 to 25 saying that, yep, Jason isn't here because he's embarrassed.
And he owes me a Beretta.
Yep, it was Rob Beretta. I forget, what was Jason going to get? Like $25 if he'd have won?
Nah, as a pizza man.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, but that's the whole gentleman part. He's got Beretta money, I got pizza money. So it
Well,
works out even.
Depending on the pizza and where you get it, you're going to pay $25 for a good one. So
That's not a problem. I give him. All right, I don't have to too now. I don't have
you
to.
don't have to now.
Yeah,
That's more pizza for you.
yeah. Beretta. So I assume no drama at your household then, Buck? Huh? No Thanksgiving drama?
Nah, everything's pretty quiet around here. She knows better. Good, she did leave the room.
Now there's going to be some drama if he doesn't.
Yeah, right. You don't get smacked.
Woman in line.
Nah,
Oh,
she don't watch the chats or nothing, so I'm good about that.
You wish you can keep your woman in line.
You just got to slap him around a
Nah,
little bit. More that way.
As if.
Hell, she might whoop my ass. She knows how to shoot. She got just as many guns as I got.
See, in my case, my wife thinks my guns are hers.
So they pretty much
Well, she
are.
already
Well, if
took
she
my
paid
320s.
for them.
No, she didn't pay for all of them.
Yeah, I'm just messing.
Who do I look like? Obnoxious?
That's a fair point.
A week from Monday, I start my new job.
Cool.
Congratulations.
I just got a job just so I can get away from the house and get away from Snob.
Mm.
No, I understand that.
No. You spend enough money. I get to spend what I want.
So you starting your work Monday, and Snob is gonna make you pay for your own timber? Is
Probably.
that how that's working?
I put the down payment on.
I don't blame him. I'd make my wife pay for hers too.
I'll have it out before then because I don't even think I can get a first paycheck until like I start the 6th of December, and I don't think I get a first paycheck till like the 23rd.
I'm sure she'll have it by then.
Yeah, I'll make sure to have it out by then.
But she's going to wrap it up and put it under the tree
That's what you think.
after I shoot some ID photos of it.
I'm gonna go out there and shoot it first.
Real quick, we've been joined out in their chat by Vanessa Kitty. Evening, ma'am. My wife, she's had all of 3 guns that were technically hers, and she sold all 3 of them. Only one of them was I mad that she sold because I told her, don't you dare sell that, but she wouldn't do it anyway. And that was the 870. Her Smith & Wesson 642 and Ruger LCP. I didn't give a damn if she sold those or not. I didn't like either one of those guns my damn self. I told her not to sell that damn 870, and she went and sold it anyway. The fence dad's out there. He's wanting to know what we're unloading tonight. So far, we've just been talking about Thanksgiving. And anything else that's come to mind. I really don't have any topics tonight because I really haven't been paying attention to much of anything as far as news or anything's concerned this week. Busy doing other shit. I haven't really been paying attention much to the news side of things. I think the closest thing as far as that's concerned is some, I forget whose video it was, but they were talking about the Ahmed Arbery verdict and got into an argument with a bunch of people about what felony murder or felony homicide actually is and why they have that. And it's a terrible charge. They're all, oh, that's a terrible charge. That shouldn't be a law. It's like, you know why that's a law? It's like people don't seem to understand why that is a law. And do you three know what felony homicide means? What that is? By any chance?
I plead the fifth.
Just a different name for murder, ain't it?
No, that's a specific type of murder. Stacy's not answering. So,
I'm sorry, what was that?
do you know what felony homicide or felony murder charge is?
Do I? What?
Yeah. Do you know what a felony homicide or felony murder charge is?
Yeah.
Okay. What is it?
Charging you for murder?
Not quite. I mean, it is a type of murder, but that's not just being charged. Snot probably knows. Ask him. He's a former police officer. He probably knows.
Never heard of it. I've heard it.
He doesn't know what it is either.
Yeah, he said he's heard it said that way, but
Okay. Say you're the getaway driver at a bank robbery, and two guys that you're in cahoots with, you know what it is now?
Here it's murder. How's it worded? I know exactly what you're talking about. That's not how they word it here.
pretty much guilty by association.
Yeah, it's got a special term here. They call it. It's not that, but yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah, it's the one where one of the two guys gets into the bank, shoots somebody in the bank. The driver also gets charged with murder.
Well, it's just like here they in Broken Arrow a few years ago, they broke into a house and the homeowner shot and killed two of them. The third one got away. The third one got charged with 2 counts of murder.
Yep.
But I forgot what that term is they use in Oklahoma for it.
Yeah, a lot of states they call it felony homicide or felony murder.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I was trying to explain to these people why it's not a bad charge and why it exists, and they no, if you aren't the one that actually pulled the trigger, you shouldn't be charged. I'm like, yeah, you should, because it's your criminal enterprise that resulted in the deaths. Whether you pulled the trigger or not, you are still responsible.
Yeah, it's basically you're guilty by association or by being a part of it.
Right, and you're part of the conspiracy into the original criminal enterprise, so anything that happens, you are responsible for. Yeah,
I just want to say,
or not.
I had no idea Snob was going to do that at Taco Bell.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize this, but that's what they got Charles Manson on with most of his charges, because there was very little, if any, evidence that Charles Manson had actually killed anybody. But mostly what he got charged and convicted of was the felony homicide, felony murder aspect of it, because it was his idea and he's the one that sent them in to do the killings. I think there was only one murder they could actually pin on him, and he had what, like 6 or 7 death sentences from that case, and they all got suspended because California did away with their death penalty, and that's why Manson was never executed for his crimes. He ended up serving life in prison instead. And he came up for parole a few times too and was denied every time. But think about that. If California wouldn't have overturned their death thing, Charles Manson would never have had the opportunity to possibly be out on the streets again. But because they overturned and got rid of the death penalty, Charles Manson could have walked out of that prison a free man if the parole board would have decided to. Crazy, isn't it? Well, nobody has an idea. Nobody has an opinion on Charles Manson.
I'm just thinking, he just kind of gassed people up, encouraged them. They went off on their own, right?
For some of it, yeah. He was actually there for the last ones. They think he may have, but nobody knows for sure if he actually did kill anybody or not personally. There was one, and there's
Well,
one. Good.
sounds very similar to what the FBI does. So, just wondering why they're not getting charged.
No, because the FBI is not a cult.
Maybe not with this one. They seem to pick out some very unknowing patsies to get charged with things.
Yeah, Vanessa says Connecticut determines the seriousness of the murder charge based on a variety of factors such as the people involved in the crime, whether or not the murder occurred at the same time a felony was committed, the type of felony that was committed, and other circumstances. Yeah, it's basically the way the felony homicide, felony murder charge, depending on which state you're in, works. But in the Arbery case under Georgia law, that was the proper charge for the third guy to be charged with, and he's going to be going away for a long time, as are the other two. And I don't know if any of you had watched any of that trial or not, but the verdict was the proper verdict. Yeah, and she says manslaughter is also a murder charge, but is different than actual murder. Under Connecticut law, manslaughter classified in the first degree, second degree. Yeah, that's basically the same here. You got first, second, and third degree manslaughter. Third degree is an accident. Second degree is something like vehicular, and then I forget which the first is. But there's different classes, like manslaughter, vehicular manslaughter. If you're under the influence, they can either charge you with first degree manslaughter, or depending on how drunk you are, they can actually charge you in the state of West Virginia with second degree murder because of intentionally getting behind the wheel that while you were that drunk. And yeah.
I think after they say they're guilty, and I think they should take them straight from the court to the hanging tree and hang them some bitches if they got the death penalty.
Yeah, a lot of states, manslaughter is also known as third degree murder or third degree homicide. So each state does their own homicide charges different than the others. Like Pennsylvania and West Virginia, their homicide statutes are different. Pennsylvania, last I knew, still had death penalty for first degree homicide. And yeah, capital murder in some is death penalty. In some other states, it would just be considered called first degree murder, first degree homicide. Like I said, each state has their own way of categorizing things. And yeah, people now calling for Kyle Rittenhouse to be charged with federal murder charges. There is no federal murder charge. Murder is, unless you're in the military, there's no federal murder charge. Murder is handled by the states and the states alone. Now, where they got the DC snipers on federally was terrorism charges. So that's why they were able to be prosecuted federally, because they were crossing state lines and they hit them with that, and was it crossing state lines for a criminal enterprise, I think was the charge there, and then they had them on terrorism charges. Well, you're only guaranteed one appeal. A lot of people don't realize this. The only appeal you're guaranteed on a homicide charge is the first one to your state appellate court. Some states have two appellate courts, some only have one. West Virginia, the only appellate court is our state Supreme Court. Once that's heard, you then have an option to try to get the U.S. Supreme Court to hear your appeal, but there's no guarantee that the Supreme Court has to take it. Yes, but treason isn't a murder charge, Vanessa. I've said specifically there's no federal murder charge. But yeah, treason is also the only federal, that is a capital offense unless you're in the military, because if you're in the military, technically you're being tried by the federal government because you're being tried by a military tribunal, which is, again, technically the federal government. But at the federal level, the only offense that holds that is a capital offense is treason currently. Kidnapping at one time also could hold a death penalty charge, but I think back in the 70s when the Supreme Court stayed the death penalty, that was reverted to being at most a life in prison, depending on the circumstances of the kidnapping. Now, if a murder occurs during that kidnapping, the state in which the kidnapping happened or the murder happened, depending on whether they cross state lines or not, could also result in a death penalty on the state level, if that state has the death penalty. But it's not a federal death penalty offense. So. Excuse me. That's how that works. But yeah, we've talked about that, I think, last week about the on one of the shows. It might have been Rick's show. Was that Rick's show where we talked about the appeals process, Rob?
I believe so. Sounds correct.
Yeah, I know we talked about it at some point this week. So if you haven't seen that, go over to Rick's Life as I See It and watch his show from Wednesday night where we were talking about the whole appellate thing. But yeah, the only absolute guaranteed mandatory appeal is to your first state appellate court. Then the second state appellate court can decide if they want to hear it or not. And if they decide they don't want to hear it, or if they hear it and they go and vote against you, then you have the option to try to appeal it to the Supreme Court. But again, the Supreme Court doesn't have to hear the appeal either. The only one that you're guaranteed is whatever your first state appellate court is. And like I said, in West Virginia, we only have one appellate court. Then there's a few other states that only have the one appellate court. Some states you'll have the appellate and then the Supreme Court. Here you just have the Supreme Court. Hopefully none of the people watching or nobody here on the panel has to deal with that anytime in their life. But yeah, because that's something that can get you in the poorhouse very quickly, having to defend yourself against a murder charge.
I want it noted on this day, at this hour, Rich White was wrong.
About what?
There are federal murder charges, absolutely.
Oh, are there now?
It's generally prosecuted by the state, but murder becomes a federal crime. The reason I know this is because of tribal stuff. The federal crime when it occurs in violation of federal law, or when it takes place on federal land or territory, or when it's against a federal judge or federal
judge,
officer, or when another person kills another human being during the commission of a bank robbery. Or
bank robbery. Okay. See, when I was going to school for this stuff, they told us there was no federal murder charge.
I mean, generally there's not, I guess.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
if it happens on federal land or tribal land, it automatically is federal.
Yeah, well, that's all under federal control, so I can see why.
Still counts now. Put it on the calendar.
I know.
There's no general. There still is no general.
I got him last week.
Statute that Kyle Rittenhouse could be charged.
He's slipping.
Hey, what time it is? Because hey, what time is it? I'm writing this shit down.
Anyway, it doesn't change my point that they're wrong that they can charge Kyle Rittenhouse, because none of that factors into the Rittenhouse.
Oh God, here comes the meltdown.
Meltdown. My point stands. There's no meltdown.
Should have seen Snob. He was jumping up and down, waving his hands, hollering, just all excited.
Oh, I'm sure
I got him. I got him.
Should have got it on video.
Now, does that carry a death penalty on the federal level?
I don't know about that. I didn't look that up.
Yeah, because we were taught also that the treason was the only capital charge on the federal level. I could get my textbook and show. Well, I could if I didn't have them packed up somewhere.
Sure, good excuse.
My wife's got all that shit packed up. Hell, I don't even know where she's got them. They might be down to the new house for all I know already.
Ooh, here's another case where it can happen.
Oh.
Sure.
More. The killing takes place aboard a ship at sea
Oh yeah.
that is out of the United States, based out of the United States, or the murder was designed to influence a court case. I'm trying to find that.
Yeah, that would make sense too. Where especially the ship a U.S. registry,
Yeah.
because that just happened not that long ago, didn't it? Where somebody was accused of throwing somebody off a boat, but they couldn't prove the case, and so they had to release them.
Can I get more details on that case from when Snob and I go on a cruise?
I don't know all the details of it, so I can't help you there.
I'll have to look it up.
Well, I can't find anything on .gov, but the federalcriminalattorneys.com says under Section 1111, a first-degree murder is punishable by the death penalty or by life in federal prison. Let's talk about federal murder. 18 USC 1111.
And those murder statutes still are standing and everything, I'm assuming.
Those they are. I know there's people charged all the time right now here because we're half Oklahoma, half Indian,
Yeah.
so it's all going federal now. And the tribal doesn't, like Cherokee Nation Tribal doesn't deal with charging any.
Yeah. When we were doing the criminal law part of when I was getting my bachelor's, the instructor who was a district attorney made a point of saying that federally they would charge them with robbery, and then any homicide would be charged state, that the federal government didn't have jurisdiction over the murder in that case. So that's why I was wondering if that was still standing, or if maybe he was mistaken, or if they had changed the law at some point.
We're all wrong once in a while. You don't have to get crazy about it.
Well, no, if Snob's looking it up, I mean, if he's still got that page put up, he can check. That's all I was wondering because of what our professor said. So I don't know, because sometimes the website will be out of date and whatnot. So if they had changed it before I got into that class in school and whatnot, the law could be different. I mean, it happens all the time where laws get changed and websites don't change them. I mean, it took forever for some of the concealed carry sites and whatnot to have West Virginia listed as being a constitutional carry state, for example. Depending on who's running the website that Snob found the information on and stuff, they may not do a good job updating it. That's all I was wondering. Huh?
He's trying to find the page he was on.
Oh, okay.
Well, this was September 12th, 2020.
Okay, yeah, so that would have been after I've been in school. So
Just when the page was updated last.
yeah, because I graduated in 2017. So. And I had taken when did I take that class? Let's see. It would have been before 2020, that's for darn sure. Would help if I could spell the name of my goddamn school I went to.
I mean, go to govinfo.gov.
Well, if it was the U.S. government's webpage, I'm sure that is up to date.
on the news webpage it is, but it's a govinfo.gov, so I'm assuming it's U.S. government website.
Yeah, I would assume that with that URL or domain.
Well, awful quiet, awful quiet.
You know, it's because we're both looking things up.
Billy's Rob in charge. He needs to start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, is this an open book test? Because I done lost my book.
I'm just gonna ditch.
That bad. Just ditching out.
Yeah, I was back in 2014. I took that class, so yeah, it's been a while.
Since I seen the way the candles light your face.
Uh-huh. Yeah, criminal law 400. Man, that was a while back. That was 7 years ago. Crying out loud. That seemed like it was that long ago. Constitutional criminal procedure. That would have been 410. I was back in 2016 on that one.
So you guys hear G23 is changing his name?
Well, he's been saying that.
Yeah. It's going to be B96 now. Yeah, for the Beretta 96.
Uh-huh. Where did he find one?
I don't know.
Oh. Well, I didn't see his show last night, so I don't know if he said something on there that he had found one or not.
Rob,
No, you didn't see it.
that 40 is an inferior caliber.
What's that?
I said, did you try telling G23 that 40 is an inferior caliber?
I don't know. I've said a lot of things, but maybe.
Uh-huh. G23 says he's heading to Midnight Range's closer chat. He says it's much more entertaining. Oh, Gary says that you have a BS degree also, Snob.
I do. It ain't Bachelor of Science, but it's a BS, that's for sure.
Mm.
Yeah, Gable, she got a little frog in her throat. But that's her.
Frog that I'm gonna beat the crap out of.
Hey, you're the one that told him to say hi. It's your fault.
Well, I thought he was gonna come in and go back out, but no, now he's like here to stay.
Sarge says if he had to pick a gun to describe that G23, it would be more of a G21. That might be too much gun for him.
Well, the KSG might fit him.
He owns a KSG.
I know. That's what I mean.
That's what he should change his name to then, KSG. He's always telling us how great the KSG is as far as shotguns are concerned. Sarge says we should discuss the Chris Reed shooting in Lubbock, Texas. Don't know anything about it, so
I think G23 is going to go with Con Outdoors.
okay.
So what were you asked to discuss that you know nothing about?
Something about a Chris Reed shooting in Lubbock, Texas. If that happened this week, I don't know anything about it. So
There was a murder last week in Lubbock, Texas. When the Cowboys shut out Texas Tech. Just saying.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about it either.
did they beat Oklahoma? I'm about to say Ohio State. We got Ohio State on our minds because of Jason. But did they beat Oklahoma?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't see the final. So
It was a close game. I mean, it was a good game. It was, of course, that always is. Even when OSU's been absolutely terrible, they've always managed to play a good game against Oklahoma. Not win very often, but play a good game.
what was the final?
37-33.
Yeah, that takes too long. Sarge. Snob's the how do I want to phrase this? Research department. We'll call them the research department today.
Oh my God, don't be racist.
How's that racist?
I don't know. I thought everything was.
Well, depending on who you ask.
So Snob's so good at research. Why is it taking like a year and a half to get a Bel Air?
I didn't say he was good at it.
Yeah.
Really?
New York City career criminal chart. Hey,
You know how many times we've been somewhere and I told her, buy it? She had it in her hand in Cabela's in Oklahoma City, or Bass Pro in Oklahoma City, and I told her, buy it. Just buy it. You want it, buy it.
Well, yeah, she wanted you to buy it.
Well, I was going to pay for it.
we got something from Rob's state. New York City career criminal charged in brazen shooting that wounded 2 officers.
Oh, so he'll be out in a year?
Man, I don't know. He's been charged. Didn't say anything else. I'm only looking at the headline. Texas teen arrested after shooting, killing his own mother. Baltimore shooting incident leaves 7 injured. Waukesha restaurant donates all-of-day sales to help parade victims, raises about $15,000. Waukesha parade attack, 7 children still recovering in hospital 1 week after deadly ambush.
Come on, Beagle.
He's stealing my dog.
Uh-oh.
He likes to go to the office.
So was there a spike in crime over Thanksgiving weekend? I know it's not over, but is there any news of that or something?
Yeah, don't know.
Families get together and go crazy. Eat too many drinks. seems like I've been hearing more sirens than normal. But who knows? Could be, other things too. Who knows?
Yeah, nothing in the immediate headlines about what Sarge was talking about.
Shit, the only shots I heard this weekend were people out there deer hunting, and I damn sure didn't hear many of them.
Yeah, I hear a bunch of fireworks. Sometimes you wonder if it's a shot or two, 3 a.m. or this or that, but it's be a little difficult to tell. It's not close, so it's hard to say.
Well, here's a story on what Sarge was talking about from KCBD in Lubbock. Lubbock police released a statement Wednesday, which would have been back November 10th, is when this article is from. Fatal shooting of 54-year-old Chad Reed. Shooting happened out of his, I guess it's his ex-wife's house. I'm trying to find out. Come on, can we get to the actual situation here? A verbal altercation between Reed and another male related to a domestic incident that turned physical. This article doesn't say much.
Was this like separated from the wife and a new boyfriend
That's what I'm trying
shot
to
him or
figure out.
something? Or
Something along those lines. Here's an article from the 26th. This is from Yahoo News, where they're quoting a journalist for the Lubbock Avalanche Journal. Yeah, he was shot outside his ex-wife's house after a confrontation between the two of them and the woman's boyfriend. Court records identified William Kyle Caruth as the man suspected of shooting Reed. The affidavit was signed by Judge Anne Marie Caruth. Okay, so the shooter and the judge have the same last name? Or signed by Judge Anne Marie Caruth, who filed the document in a countersuit in her divorce from Cal Caruth. Huh? And so this writing, no charges have been filed in the case. Here's what we know about the case and those involved. So wait, the guy that is the suspected shooter was married to a judge at one point. Is that what's going on here? As of this,
it'd be like conflict of interest if there was family members involved. So
well, that doesn't
is
say
this
that
like
she's
down
the,
south or one of
well,
them weird places?
This doesn't say that she is the judge in this case. It just says her listed as being judge who filed the document in a countersuit in her divorce from Cal Caruth, and the shooter's name is William Cal Caruth. So are they the same? What? This is not a very well written article. So this writing, no charges have been filed in the case. Yeah, I read that part. Video released by Jennifer Reed, the current wife of Chad Reed, showed Chad arguing with his ex-wife Christina Reed over not having one of the former couple's sons available at a court-ordered time. During the argument, Christina could be heard saying the child was not home and that she was going to fetch him. She also said she didn't abide by the court-ordered deadline because she wanted to see their son. I don't care if you wanted to see him or not, Chad Reed said. I get him at 3:15 p.m. If you want to see him, you can see him up until 3:15. You keep trying to keep my son from me. Chad Reed threatened to subpoena multiple people in response, including Cal Caruth's ex-wife, Judge Anne Marie Caruth. At that point, Cal, who previously told Chad to leave the property, emerged from the home with a rifle. The two can be seen bumping chests as they argue. Chad Reed challenged Cal Caruth to use the weapon. Do it, Reed could be heard saying. You better blank use it, blank. They blurred out, they edited the words out. I'm sure you can probably figure out what was said. The two continue arguing. Jennifer Reed, who is filming the altercation from a vehicle, tells someone off camera to call the police. Caruth is seen firing a shot on the ground at Reed's feet. Reed places his hand on the gun, propelling Caruth away from him. Caruth then spins around and fires twice at Reed, who could be heard saying, "Think I'm blank scared?"
Damn, man. But I don't know. I'd be pissed if I was a dude too, because the kid wasn't even there. So
Yeah.
what the hell? You wanted to see him? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
That's one of them things that takes me out, because around here the courts don't enforce that either. Like that, they'll say it, you'll go in, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, you got to do it," but nothing ever happens. They just do whatever the hell they want to do. So
yeah.
it does get a little. No, I'd be pissed too, but that's crazy.
Well, the article
Hey, Rich.
continues. Huh?
Rich,
What?
I do have a PhD in bleep reading, so if you need translation, just let me know. I can fill in them bleeps.
Oh, I'm pretty sure what was said from the context clues and stuff. But anyway, the article continues. The camera pans at Reed, who has dropped on the ground as Jennifer Reed calls again for someone to call 911. Jennifer tells Cal she has the incident on video. "You did it, not him," Jennifer Reed says. Cal responds, telling her, "I told all of y'all to leave. None of you all should be here. I asked you to leave. I did everything. I did not want to do any of this." Responding officers arrived with Chad dead at the scene. To find Chad dead at the scene. An obituary for Chad Reed indicated that he married the love of his life, Jennifer Reed, on September 4th, 2021. Chad Reed was a Lubbock native who graduated from Louisville High School in 1985. The obituary says he was a true entrepreneur in every sense of the word and that he returned to Lubbock to raise a family in 2000. The obituary made no mention of his ex-wife, Christina Reed, but indicated he had 3 children. A funeral for Reed took place on November 12th. Court filings showed that the couple married in September 2009. They separated in July 2021, and Cal Caruth filed for divorce in December. Their divorce was finalized 2 weeks after the shooting. The affidavit filed on November 8th was filed as part of Anne Marie Caruth's countersuit if the couple's divorced. According to the counterpetition, Anne Marie, a district court judge, was asking the court to exclude her ex-husband from their 9th Street home. Governor Greg Abbott appointed Anne Marie Caruth judge of the 76th Judicial District Court in Crosby and Lubbock counties in January 2021 to take over the seat for a term set to expire at the end of 2022. She stated in the affidavit that she hadn't spoken to Cal about the shooting, but said she was very concerned about his mental state. Lubbock County District Attorney Sunshine Stanek filed a motion with the Attorney General's office, recusing her office from the case, stating the suspect is related to a Lubbock County elected official who is also a potential witness. Good Lord. Through an attorney, Jennifer Reed filed a petition alleging that Christina Reed has endangered the well-being of 2 children by allowing them to be in the presence of Cal Caruth. The children are aware that Cal Caruth shot and killed their father in front of their mother, stepbrother, and myself, Reed's affidavit states. Christina's decision to allow either of these children to be in Cal Caruth's presence has caused and continues to cause significant impairment of their emotional well-being. The oldest child has expressed to me that he blames his mother for the shooting and that he will run away from home if he sees Cal there again. Caruth's attorney, David M. Geen with Hurley, Geen, and Singh, has argued that shooting was self-defense. All Texans may lawfully brandish a firearm to protect themselves, their property, and their business, Geen said. Geen told EverythingLubbock.com that Reed threatened to take the gun from Caruth. He also said the manner in which Caruth advanced towards him posed an immediate threat to his client. This is justifiable homicide, Geen contended. The Texas Attorney General's office is reviewing the shooting after Lubbock police officials turned over their files on their investigation. As of this writing, no charges have been filed in this case. Wow. This is a crazy one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's too bad we didn't have the video to go with it.
Yeah, the article doesn't have the video.
Hey, Sarge, can you throw the link out there to that video? I'd like to look at that later.
There's a still from the video in the article.
It's crazy stuff.
Yeah, here's the still.
Kind of strange too, the whole kid aspect after the fact. Whether even if it is, say, the father's legally responsible or whatever the case, it still seems kind of weird. I don't know. I said this would be a real sticky thing.
Yeah, I don't know. You guys see in the picture, because this is this picture is a still taken from the video apparently. They were up in each other's faces, and what's that? A Ruger PC carbine? Looks like.
Yeah, see the pictures.
Yeah, it's on screen. Yeah, that's a crazy case. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if I can find the video on that. There's no video listed here either. Same article. Why they got the article linked twice? Let's see if this one has the video. Nope, no video on that one article either.
Did the wife collect the insurance on the husband since it didn't settle till 2 weeks after he was shot?
It doesn't say anything about that, so I do not know. And none of these articles actually have the actual video. And this here, maybe this one's it. Let me go back over here. Stop sharing that one.
Hey, guys, I'm going to head on out. It's getting pretty late now. 5 o'clock comes early.
Okay.
Take care, Buck.
See ya.
All right. All right, later, guys.
Let me see. Where's my son? You guys got audio?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Back that up. That was quick.
Yeah, that was that.
On a
just
little screen. Gotta blow this up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no full screen button on this.
I'll go get him. I'm supposed to have him at 3:15. And you're playing games telling me that I can pick him up at 6. I'm going to have to talk. I've already got the pump on the way to talk.
Yeah, there's no way for me to make it bigger unless I maybe come back. See if this,
I blew it up on my end. I can in StreamYard or whatever, the dock, whatever.
yeah, there's no way for me to make it bigger.
You keep trying to keep my son from me. I'm fixing to drag you and Anne Marie and everybody else into court. I'm subpoenaing your mom. I'm subpoenaing Anne Marie. On video. Yeah, leave. Do it right. You better fucking use it, motherfucker. God damn it, I'll take it from you.
Call the police. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. I have it on video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
I told all of y'all to leave.
We came to get his son.
He's not here.
She should have told that. She should have told that.
None of y'all should be here. None of y'all should be here. I asked you to leave. I did everything. I did not want to do any of this.
Crazy situation.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that is definitely
His ass would be in jail in New York. Like, the cashier talked to you like that at the grocery store. But so, things are different places. Off topic, but I'm assuming that was 9mm.
oh yeah, it's a PC carbine.
People talk a lot of crap about 9, though, don't they?
And Gabriel's throwing out there a link. It says there was a second video as well, and then this video is supposed to show both of them. Oop, back up. That wasn't supposed to happen. For some reason, instead of opening in a new window, it opened it up in the chat window. Like, that ain't gonna work.
Lauren, after nearly 3 weeks.
Huh? What's your guys' thoughts on it?
Yeah, it's a crazy situation.
Think you should have shot him? Don't want to say, or
I'm gonna I'm gonna reserve judgment on that one. But you see in this one?
Of searching for answers, the attorney for Chad Reed's widow tells us she's ready to end the speculation and show the public
one I can make
exactly
bigger.
what happened when Kyle Carruth fatally shot Chad Reed on November 5th. She claims Kyle Carruth should be arrested for murder, yet no charges have been filed. While Kyle Carruth's lawyer, David Gwynn, has also shown us a video from another perspective, saying he believes that it supports Kyle's claim of self-defense. Now, we're going to show you both of those videos side by side. We've censored the profanity and blurred the graphic images, but we do want you to know that these videos are disturbing.
This is on video. Call the police. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. I'm recording it. Oh my god. Call 911. Call 911. I have it on video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
he didn't really show anything on that one.
So leave.
We came to get his son.
He's not here.
She should have told that. She should have told that.
None of y'all should be here. None of y'all should be here.
Okay, this is
I
the same
asked
thing
you
we
to
saw
leave.
before.
I did
Wait, that
everything.
second
I did
video
not
really
want to
didn't
do
show
any
anything of anything.
911. Kyle Carruth.
And also breaking today, Chad's widow, Jennifer Reed, petitioning to take full custody of Chad's children from their mother, Christina Reed. In an affidavit obtained today, she claims Christina puts her children in emotional and physical danger by keeping them around the man who killed their father. We also spoke with Kyle Carruth's attorney today. He tells us, quote, all Texans may lawfully brandish a firearm to protect themselves, their property, and their business. Careful study of the video showed Kyle's gun was brandished but was never pointed at Reed. It was only after Mr. Reed said, I'll take your gun, and slinging him across the patio like a scarecrow, and then stepped toward him, that Mr. Carruth pointed the gun at Mr. Reed. It is my opinion, because of their knowledge of all the facts and the Texas Castle Doctrine and having done a thorough job, that LPD knew this was a justifiable homicide. Our hopes are that a Lubbock grand jury will do a thorough investigation of all the facts and will clear Mr. Carruth. Now, neither Mrs. Reed or Mr. Carruth have agreed to any invitations for comment today. As always, we'll tell you the latest as we learn it at everythinglubbock.com.
Yeah. From what I understand, oh, good.
I was just going to say that's something. I mean, I'm sure that's almost happens on a daily occurrence throughout America. Like, guaranteed. So,
Yeah.
family court and everything's a bitch. I mean, I don't know. In some cases, I guess you could say that guy was me, except for I didn't get shot, but nobody pulled a gun out or something. But I don't know. I'm curious. You know, I don't know. Seems
Yeah.
shitty. Legally, looks like, you know, the guy probably did reach, or, you know, stepped into the guy with a gun. So yeah,
Yeah.
That's-
Texas laws are different than other
that's-
places.
yeah, that's usually probably gonna be legit there. But yeah, I just think it's a shitty situation. So
Yeah. Now, if you guys
And
remember back to,
guy's probably paying for the house too.
yeah,
You know,
you
the
got-
dead guy.
yeah, you guys remember back a couple of years ago, there was a guy in Texas who shot and killed, was it 2 guys who were robbing his neighbor's house, and he got off on it because of the way Texas's laws are written. Texas laws are on this kind of situation are not the same as other laws, and his lawyer could be right. He could that under Texas law, this could be a legitimate self-defense shooting. You know, Sarge says he doesn't know about every state, but most states are the same. In North Carolina, you specifically can't use deadly force to prevent somebody from retrieving their child, even if they're trespassing. So, yeah, Texas law is different. Like I said, I mean, we had that.
And once there's physical altercation, you know what I mean? That's where I think things change in some sense. But still, in some states, you know, you got to get hit like twice before you can legally defend yourself and try to flee first. So, you know, different states, it definitely would be totally different. Just introducing the firearm would have put you in jail here under that circumstance. So, not saying that's right, you know what I mean? But, yeah, probably definitely differences.
Yeah, now, if he was heading towards the door and he shot him when he was heading towards the door, like in West Virginia, that would have been legal. Because in West Virginia, if somebody's trying to enter your home without your permission, whether they are armed or not, and you shoot them, that is considered to be self-defense as part of the Castle Doctrine here. And he was near the front door at that point. After he spun the other guy, and when he was turning around, when he shot him, he was by the front door. So that could apply as well. That would have been under West Virginia law. That could be considered to be a legal shoot, possibly. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out under Texas law. That's for sure.
Well, you probably get off, I would assume. I mean, it's on the video, the guy approaching him and then reaching. It's hard to say because it was quick video, reaching for his firearm. You know, that's, you know, at that point, you know, it's pretty much legal. So I think the guy was kind of a douchebag, but, you know, it's probably covered underneath the law.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know, I get that, Sarge, but again, Texas law is different. You know, not like you said, not every state's the same. Under Texas law, that could have been perfectly legal for him to do.
strange that everybody's related and shit. Like that's a little
Yeah.
weird, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, the guy that did the shooting, they said, related to an elected official and a
Well,
circuit judge.
maybe he
appointed
felt
circuit
he
judge.
was a little more entitled than the average individual because of that. I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
who
there's
knows?
other facts in here and character that will make a difference in Texas. I don't know.
You know, like I said, I mean, we had that case just a couple of years ago where the guy shot the guys that were robbing his next door neighbor's house. Yeah, but according to the article, he was residing there at the time. So, Sarge says it wasn't his house; it was his girlfriend's. It's definitely a crazy situation. We're going and not knowing exactly what Texas's law, and that's why I'm saying I want to reserve judgment on whether this was a legal shooting or not, because again, I don't know Texas law per se is and how this is going to play out.
I think it's a bit aggressive to bring the firearm into that situation at that point, especially you're at your girlfriend's house and you know there's a divorce and you knew this shit coming in. So to just, come out on the man and put a cap in him just seems a little, I don't know, kind of shitty. I think doesn't speak well of a person's character, in my opinion. If the father was out there beating the crap out of the lady or start getting physical, that's totally different. Or so, you know what I mean? But just being justifiably pissed off because you're being withheld on your time, and then you give them a bullshit excuse that because you wanted to see your kid and the kid ain't even here. I mean, come on, I don't know. Some of you guys got to know that's just gonna piss you off. I mean, come on. It's like almost like you said, playing bullshit games. So I totally see the guy being pretty upset. Can't, don't think it was wise for him to jump at the guy with the gun, but we've probably all been in a similar position.
Yeah, we don't know what happened before that point to cause the guy to grab the gun either. We're only going by the video from the point after the guy already has the gun. We don't know what happened before that to cause the guy to go in and get the gun. So there's that too. I mean, that's why the police have to investigate everything. They
Sure.
get all the witnesses.
I mean, it looks pretty
calm.
You can verbally say whatever. To me, you can say whatever. Words don't mean nothing. Actions mean nothing. The guy pulled a knife out, or went to go grab his tire iron and come back towards the girl. I mean, that's an action. But sitting there talking crap, I mean, cut somebody off. I mean, what are you just gonna get in a shootout every time you cut somebody off? Because they're gonna curse you out like you wouldn't believe. Like, it's not. It may be different other places, but words are nothing, people. I mean, am I supposed to shoot everybody that calls me a nigger? Come on. Words are nothing. Come on.
I'm not defending him, Sarge. I'm playing devil's advocate. I said I'm not judging any of this right now because we don't know the full case.
True. And I'll state that too. I don't know the full case. So just giving an opinion off from what I've seen. So, and being a father that had to deal with bullshit with family court.
Until we know everything that happened. I mean, it's why they have trials to figure out what all happened. Until we know what all happened, I'm not going to say the guy's guilty of murder or not guilty of murder. And with Texas law, he may very well not be. So,
I'm curious what kind of ammo he's using.
Yeah, something in 9mm.
Yeah, but was it defensive ammo or FMJ? Because very quickly I didn't see any exit wounds. So, but it's a quick deal. So I'm just curious what exactly he was using. So.
No, Obnoxious, we don't. That was one of my points. We don't. All we know is what for sure is what we see in the video. Beyond that, we don't know what happened before that. So we don't know what may have provoked him to get the gun or any of that other stuff. That's why I said I'm not going to make a judgment on this one at this point until we know more about what happened that led up to that point.
Yeah. The guy seemed like a normal pissed off dude until the gun was introduced, and then that was like rage. But I kind of get it.
Snob's asking, don't they make the PC carbine in 40 as well? I don't know. I've only seen it in 9. I don't know if they make a 40 or not. Well, hell, Sarge, in that case, they probably give him a medal. It is Texas, after all. Sarge says, plot twist. What if they were plus P plus Lambos? He specifically made to be more deadly than what? It's Texas. They give him a medal for being ingenuitive. I know, I'm making up words now. Just to make my answer more silly. Yeah, we don't know. We know he said he would grab the gun from him, but we don't know, again, what happened in the video before that, if he was acting in a threatening manner or not, because it's not in the video. Yeah, you had the Glock mag adapter in there, Bernie. So.
Well, court needs a display. They should hit me up, you know.
Well, you need to contact Lubbock County Courthouse then.
They're still on sale right now, so. Crap deal, though. Really crap deal for those kids.
Yeah, he shot around at his feet. That's in the video. Obnoxious. So yeah, he did. I guess you could say he fired a warning shot. I guess, which could have just provoked the guy even more. On the other end, so, I mean, well, he was already there. From the one article I read, he was living there, but it was his girlfriend's house.
I'm just glad those days are over. Crazy times.
Snob says the biggest takeaway should be if you try to take a gun from someone, make sure you get it done.
Yeah. You kind of see that a lot in some of these videos where people just can't believe that the other person actually shot them. You know, like it's kind of just crazy. Yeah. I don't know. You shouldn't take it for granted that people are just talking crap. Yeah. Talk's talk, but yeah, shouldn't take it for granted, especially if they're pointing a firearm at you.
Yeah. Obi's asking, so shooter was home and someone came there. Yeah. What happened was the shooter and his girlfriend, whose house it was, were at the house. Her ex-husband came over to get their son because it was his time to have the kid under their custody agreement, and they told him the kid wasn't there, and that's about what we know from that. Other than when the shooting and stuff occurred, that's about all we know. Don't know what transpired verbally before what happened in the video. Yeah, like Snob said, he showed up to pick up his kid at the court allowed time, and they were refusing them to pick the kid up, saying the kid wasn't, and they were saying the kid wasn't there. And he was threatening to take all of them to court over not giving him the son at the time they were supposed to.
Yeah, probably wouldn't matter. Violation of a court order, which they do a damn thing about. Unless the family courts are better, or wherever that was.
No, that was Texas, so who knows? Honestly, I don't know. But oh well, Texas.
Yeah, I don't know. In a sense, I kind of wish that the one guy got the gun and just, smacked him with it or something. Took it apart and bitched and got away with it. I don't know. Even would have been better for the kids,
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's hard to say whether it was his business or not because the guy was if he was getting belligerent with his girlfriend at the time, and who knows what was said before the video. So to say
Again,
absolutely that it
talk's
wasn't,
talk,
yeah.
Talk's
Yeah.
talk.
Well, there's things called fighting words doctrine as well. So
Yeah,
there are cases where words can
in
prefer.
domestics like that, talk's talk. You know what I mean? I don't know.
It's crazy.
You
It's just
guys
a
have never
crazy
gotten with a
situation.
girl with an ex-boyfriend. You never heard all the bullshit or gotten the phone calls or people yelling shit when they drive by. It means whatever. Still, they act. Yeah. Unfortunately, the dad acted and didn't act very well. So, that's on him. But like I said, I don't know. I think it's probably legal through Texas, but I think it's kind of shitty. Like, I probably would have rooted for the dad just because we always get screwed over. It seems like they were screwing around with him, but I'm different.
Snob says, did you not watch the video? He was literally asking for his kid when she said no. He was yelling that he was going to take them to court. And I know, I saw all that, and they also told him the kid wasn't there. So I mean, was he there or not? Does anybody produce evidence that the child was even there? Because in that video, you can't see if the child was there or not. So I'm saying we don't know what all was going on because we don't have the whole story. We just have one little video clip, which is why I'm saying I'm not going to put any judgment on either person as either one of them being right or wrong. So I mean, it's a bad situation either way you look at it. I'll say that much. But as far as saying who was in the right and who was in the wrong until we have more information, I'm not just that little video clip. I'm not going to.
Personally, I don't know. I think if you can't get yelled at, you shouldn't be a gun. You shouldn't carry a gun. You probably because you might not be that stable. It'd be like, every drill sergeant when you get shot by their recruits or something. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just react to every word. Big guy says he's going to kill you from, across your yard. It's talk. Big guy says he's going to kill you and charges you. He's taking action. There's a difference. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Like Sarge says, we're basing this off apparent facts as we know them so far. Any new details on further investigation could drastically change any and all out of our collective opinions. Yeah. Again, which is why at this point I'm going to wait and see what more comes of this before I go saying one way or another which side was in the right and which side was in the wrong. I mean, it's a crazy situation all the way around, and on one hand you got to
so you don't have
because he was supposed to be there and get his kid, and she didn't have the kid there, or either didn't have the kid there or was refusing to let him have the kid. In either situation, she knew he was coming. That kid should have been there and given to him, but it is what it is at this point.
So what's your opinion on what it is now without all the facts?
I closed that page already. Get in Gabriel's link that he posted. Basically showed the same damn thing. You can watch that. I can re-show it, so I have no problem re-showing it.
Lauren, after
Pause that real quick. Come over here and screenshot it again. Or screen share, not screenshot. Share.
3 weeks of searching for answers, the attorney for Chad Reed's widow tells us she's ready to end the speculation and show the public exactly what happened when Kyle Carruth fatally shot Chad Reed on November 5th. She claims
The one that doesn't really show it well.
murder, yet no charges have been
No,
filed.
yeah,
While
the
Kyle
second
Carruth's
video doesn't
lawyer,
really show
David
anything,
Gwynn,
but the first one
has
did.
also shown us a video from another
Yeah.
perspective, saying he believes that it supports Kyle's claim of self-defense.
But this another perspective is the one that doesn't show it
Side
well.
by side. We've censored the profanity and blurred the graphic images, but we do want you to know that these videos are disturbing.
This is on video. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. I'm recording it. Oh my god. Call 911. Call 911.
I don't have that open anymore,
I have it
Snob.
on video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
I told all of y'all to leave.
Okay,
We came to
Obi said
get
he
her
saw
his
this one.
son.
Kind of clearly see the guy, the dad or whatever was, grabbing at the gun. So
Let me see
that's
if
where I
can
think
find
Texas, he's probably going to be clear unless this other guy's got a social media record about next time he comes over, I'm going to cap him because my sister dates a judge or some shit.
that. Okay, here's the first one. I found it again, but it's real small, so if you're gonna have to deal with the size because I can't make it any bigger. Right one. This is as big as I can make it, so it's gonna be a small video. I can't full size it or anything because of the way their video player is.
Where's my son? Get off of my property.
Yeah, so you can't hear what was said there.
I'll go get him. I'm supposed to have him at 3:15. You're playing games telling me that I can pick him up at 6. I'm going to have him come. I already got the pump on the way to your mom's house. Because that's probably where he is. It's not when I'm done working. I get him at 3:15. I get him at 3:15. I don't care if you wanted to see him or not. I get him at 3:15. If you want to see him, you see him up until 3:15. You keep trying to keep my son from me. I'm fixing to drag you and Anne Marie and everybody else into court. I'm subpoenaing your mom. I'm subpoenaing Anne Marie. This is on video. Yeah, I am. Please do it right now. You better fucking use it, motherfucker. Because God damn it, I'll take it
Call
from
the
you.
police.
Fucking
Call the police. Call the police. Call 911.
Where's my son?
Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. Call 911. I have it on video, Kyle. You did it, not him.
I told all of y'all to leave.
We came to get his son.
He's not here.
She should have told that. She should have told that.
Y'all should be here.
Everybody gets the point
None
at
of
that
y'all
point.
should be here. I asked you.
Whatever happened to a punch in the face,
Yeah. I just want to know what was said to the guy before he went in the house because you could tell he said something, but you couldn't hear what.
I don't know. My opinion stays. So we get other proof or whatever.
Yeah, when the two guys were arguing by the door before the Carruth goes in and comes back out with the rifle, he says something to him, but you couldn't hear what. And he goes in the house, and then he starts arguing with his ex-wife.
It shouldn't even technically matter what he said. Not according to me, my opinion. Shouldn't even matter. Yeah. He left the situation and then came back with a firearm after the fact. So, which is legal in his area. So, And the other guy jumped at him. That's hey, it's a bad deal.
So the one in the car that was taking the video, was that supposed to be the dad's wife or girlfriend or whatever?
that was his wife. They had just gotten married not that long ago.
Yeah, because like Slav said, and I thought that the last few times is, the few times I watched it on my phone, watched it on here is, if someone shoots my boyfriend or husband, I'm gonna have more of a reaction than
Response. Yeah.
that.
At least try to
or at
offer
least
help, something.
run to him and
Getting out
help.
of the car.
Don't sit there and just keep arguing. So that's just kind of weird.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe he was just an insurance money or collection scheme. Who knows?
Yeah, this is definitely one where I don't want to be having to argue the case either way. Let them finish their investigation, and whatever they decide, they decide.
Law is the law in a sense. Whether you agree or not, you still get charged with the law typically. You got real good attorneys or your families with the judge, but doesn't mean morally or whatever we always agree with it. But I've always said I think there's a difference between moral and legal. As a matter of fact, I got a poll on it, and apparently a lot of people tend to agree with me.
It's going to be interesting to see where, if it does go to court, where it gets tried at, because everybody in Lubbock is recusing themselves because of his family ties and everything in the area.
So what's the crowd think out there? You throw a poll up, guilty, not guilty?
It's a mixed reaction out there.
Morally moral?
Because Obnoxious wants to know, are we just ignoring that he assaulted the guy with the gun?
No, I'm not. Like I said, legally within the law, he's probably right. Legally, that's my opinion. I don't think it's right that the guy bring the gun into the situation, but that's the law there. So
yeah, and you can say he assaulted
the guy
with
seems
the
like
gun.
a pussy to me. I mean, he's not even going to get the blows or anything before you grab a gun.
Yeah, and you can say that
he's probably freeloading in the dude's house that he's paying for, and they're screwing around with the dude's kids. So, in a sense, I support the father, but doesn't mean he didn't commit a crime and get shot for it. So,
well, you can say that he assaulted the boyfriend or the guy with the gun, but that was after the guy fired a shot at his feet too. So that's another aspect of it. If he wouldn't have fired the shot at the guy's feet, would the guy have grabbed him and spun him around?
Yeah, there's a lot of aspects to it, because the dad was there to get a kid, which, I mean, he was in his right to do. And the boyfriend shouldn't have went in and got the gun. The dad shouldn't have tried to grab the gun. And there's just so many different aspects to it. My opinion, they all should have just went in the house, whatever, and let the police deal with it, the whole thing, and not even let the dad be outside, the other one's in the house, and then police would have been the best option.
Well, the dad said that he called the police and told them to go to the judge's house, or her mother's house rather, not the judge's house. So did that happen? Did the police respond to her mother's house and find the child there as well? I mean, there's a whole lot of aspects to this case that just add up to this is getting crazy. Like I say, it's a bad situation any way you want to look at it, and yeah,
Except for 9mm.
Bernie asked, was everybody on Xanax in that video? Yeah, everybody was like awful calm after the shooting. It's like, okay.
So, Stacy,
Yes, my dear.
if that just happened to you and Snob got capped out front by Jason, would you have Jason still around the kids?
Of course, it's Jason.
Okay, just checking.
They'd be heading to an island in the Caribbean somewhere.
Yeah, pretty much. No, I remember. I mean, we've had instances. I mean, between his ex and her boyfriend at the time and stuff. But you don't bring guns into the mix.
Yeah, this seems justified or not. That would be a touchy thing, like.
At the same time, the boyfriend should have stayed out of it. It wasn't having anything to do with him. It was between the ex, the two exes that had the kid together. Had the boyfriend stayed out of it. I mean, it wasn't like he was threatening her, or besides it with court, he wasn't physically threatening her, and they were just arguing. The boyfriend should have stayed out of it.
I agree with that. Unless he was getting physical or something like that,
Yeah,
attempting to get physical. That's different, and you're not going to stand by and watch that shit. But yeah, there's going to be some bad blood there. So
Yeah.
Especially if you're sitting on a dude's couch.
Yeah.
Well, we want to make a bet out there.
Yeah,
guilty, not guilty.
Offense. In most cases.
Trespassing?
Yeah, I mean, someone not.
Was he really trespassing if he was legally supposed to pick the kid up there? Because if he didn't go pick the kid up, that would have been a problem, on his
I'm not
part.
talking domestic. I'm just talking in general. Like someone comes onto your lane and you don't know them and they won't leave or stuff like that. But I'm not talking about domestic or trying to pick up your kid. That's completely something different. You were supposed to get your kid.
Yeah, he'd probably, that'd be a violation of an order, and his ass would go to jail for that. But
yeah, which I mean,
keep the kids all she wants.
And I would think in most cases, especially in hard child custody issues, they usually have a meeting point. Instead of residence, you meet them at this place at this time, drop off the kids there, and pick up the kids there.
Well, it's all the stuff you don't think about when you're falling in love.
Just don't have kids and you're good.
Yeah, right. It's not fault anyway.
See, if me and Snob break up, I mean, he can just keep the kids. I'm fine with that.
Ouch.
Surprised this one's not saying anything because she's in here. She's had cold or allergy or whatever. Probably she didn't pipe up when I said that.
I thought Buck was going to bed. You're out there commenting.
Probably does what Snob does. Goes in there, lays down, listens to the show, and then decides to comment a few times, and then eventually he falls asleep while listening to the show.
Really? That's what he does?
Pretty much.
No wonder you're going to leave him. This is ridiculous, Snob.
Can't tell you how many times I've been or come in here or whatever, and he's got some YouTube video playing and he's just snoring away.
You know, another aspect of all this. Look how close the divorce marriage between the one couple, the divorce, how when the divorce was filed, and the fact that this guy was already living. Which couple was responsible for the marriage breaking up in the first place? I mean, think about it. The divorce wasn't finalized until this year. And the dad is already remarried, and the mother already has a new boyfriend that's a live-in boyfriend. This fast, somebody was sleeping around with somebody at some point in this marriage.
Or both of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this is a whole big convoluted situation. This could have been something that just boiled over from who knows how long. That all the animosity between these people has been going on for.
Yeah, it's true. Got stating, that could be a record between these two and issues prior to this or threats made, and blah, 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 which could have some effect. But I don't know.
That's just another angle that could be looked at by the investigators. Was there animosity already existing? And
or the ex could be like my ex and, meet someone, thinks they're in love, gets married 2 weeks later, and 20 marriages later. Guarantee you my ex has probably been married 15, 20 times by now.
Doesn't that kind of like take the meaning out of it?
Who knows? The last time I talked to him was 20 years ago, and by then I think he was already on his 5th or 6th marriage.
I think some people get married just because they like the idea of getting married.
Yeah, except he can't stop cheating long enough.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He likes the idea of getting married. He doesn't like the idea of marriage in and of itself.
Then he gets divorced because he, been cheating this whole time.
And then he can get married again. See?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He likes the pomp and circumstance of the marriage itself, but not the actual marriage once the ceremony's over.
Yeah. That defines my ex. The only thing stopping him from having 20, 30 kids is he got a vasectomy. unless he had that reversed, which I doubt.
Yeah, I don't know. I think people are too quick to get married, in my opinion, especially statistically. Where what is it? 70% of marriages fail or something like that nowadays. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Seems like a lot of people rush into it, and some of these situations, it's just horrible. I'd end up dead or in jail probably. So it's just doesn't seem worth it. Some cases, I don't know. They have government paperwork. You can love each other without it. I don't know, and you can still be decent people with a separation without it, or make binding legal contracts if you create something together, or all this. Besides just a piece of paper, because that's just what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I just see my kids live with somebody for a couple of years before they decide to get married.
I'd say more than a couple. It's just me, especially young, because most young people don't even truly know who they are. They've been under the thumb of their parents and school, and a lot of times you're not who you were 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You grow, you learn, you expand, and getting young, really, or married really young, you might just grow in different ways. You know what I mean? So, and then you end up bringing each other down in a sense, or throwing blame around. Who knows? I mean, there's so many spirals it could take, but it's just negative for both individuals at that point. But you're already locked in. You got the kids, you got this, you got that, everybody expectations. It's just a shitty deal.
Yep.
I don't like contracts unless I'm writing them.
Yeah.
That case Snob was talking about, he says, just looked up the case at, was it Veneta? And that dude was convicted of shooting with intent to kill and A and B with deadly weapon. Of course, it was just dismissed to be tried federally because it's Indian land. So he was convicted statewide, but they threw out the conviction because he was on federal controlled land. Is that what you're saying, Snob? Just to clarify.
Well, C4 bring this up. What's he think about this?
No, he had to leave. He said they just got in. He'll probably back soon, so he had to take off. But he's been commenting out there.
Yeah, I can't see him. So,
well, I read some
curious
of his comments.
take. I mean, yeah.
He thinks that the shooter's going to be going away, basically, at this point, from what we know.
He thinks the shooter's what?
He thinks the shooter's going to go away. Yeah, send up the river, put in the hoosegow.
Okay. And that's just off the information we've seen, or he has more information?
Just from what we've seen. Like he also said that this could change depending on what else all comes out, but that's his initial read on the thing. Oh, he has an Indian card. Okay, so they threw the case up because he's claiming to be an Indian. Gotcha. Which is silly in and of itself, but yeah. Yeah, LD, you could be right. It is Texas. That's why I'm saying I'm not going to, until we know more and see if they're even going to prosecute him, I'm not going to say one way or another because in this one, they could go either way. It really, really could. It all
It's
depends on
Texas her
how,
walk.
yeah, it all depends on what they do.
Not
So,
sure
is
how
there
well
any
that
information
relationship's
on
gonna work.
response time? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I'm not sure how well the relationship will work. I mean, this guy did just kill this kid's dad.
Did they state anything about response time, like EMS showing up, how long that took, any of
Not
that type
the,
of stuff?
not that I saw.
No.
And it didn't say anything where the shots penetrated, I assume.
No, I would have liked to have known, whether he was, dead when it hit the ground, depending on where it hit, or
It looked like torso. Definitely I'd say torso area, but I'm just, he didn't seem to be moving much, so I'm curious, what the reports were and whatnot. Just the whole ballistic aspect of it.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
it
but
was
if it
Not
probably
trying to
the
be
torso.
morbid.
if it didn't have an exit wound, which I probably didn't, then it'd ricochet in there and it could have went straight into his heart.
Well,
Yeah,
when
well,
you
that's
look
what
at
I'm wondering if it was the heart, because I mean he's pretty unmoving. You know what I mean?
he was
He
probably
seems
dead
out
when
of
he
it.
hit he was either dead or unconscious when he hit the ground. Take your pick. If you look at the size of him compared to the other guy and the way the rifle was shooting, he definitely was shooting in the torso. He wasn't aiming for his head or anything. Because for him to have hit him in the head, he would have been aiming the gun up, but he had the gun pretty level.
Yeah,
Flat.
it's just hard and the blurred edge and crap. But definitely, I'd say that's why I say torso. So I mean, he might have got him right in the heart, which yeah.
But yeah, it would have been nice to know whether anybody there helped try to help at all, or what the response time, whether he was alive when EMS got there, whether he went to the hospital and later died, and there wasn't much other than
No,
just fatally shot.
the last thing we see in the one video is her telling whoever was with her to call 911 and her throwing the phone on the seat because she was getting out of the car. So don't know if she ran up after that and tried helping or not, because that's where the video ended.
No, I don't know. Crazy stuff, man. I got caught at a guy's ex's once and had a bunch of my car windows busted out. Next door neighbor was the mayor and witnessed the whole thing, so I got paid pretty well for it.
Snob's throwing the link up there to something here. So let's see what we got here. Oh, goody, small little thin writing. It's going to be real hard to read on screen on here, but Snob's wanting me to share the link because he found the law on Texas when it comes to this kind of stuff. So we'll see what this says. So you get, I know it's going to be small
Oh,
writing,
good
probably,
Lord.
but yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that don't mean nothing. Like, not it doesn't mean nothing, but that's where they'll start, and then there'll be a whole bunch of mumbo jumbo, and then we'll see what actually happens.
That writing is like horrible for me to try. Is that a little better for you guys? Or
No,
you want me to try making it a little bigger? How about that? Can you read it now?
it's all right. I ain't gonna read it. I don't live there.
Yeah. Well, it's a pain in the ass for me to try and read it too. Black writing on white on this screen is hard for me to read, my vision being as bad as it is. This is da, 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 da. So what part did you want me to go over here, Snob? Because it all got messed up when I started. Anyway, if you guys want to know what Texas law is, go to that link that Snob threw right there. It has where it's allowed and what justifiability is and when it isn't justified and all that good stuff. This is driving my eyes nuts. Even with it at the larger size. Defense of a third person would be what this would be. Be my guess. If you can go with what Sarge was saying, he was trying to show off for his girlfriend. Defense of a third person could be the defense that he would make in this situation. And then it becomes defense of himself if Obi's right and he assaulted him. But let's see here. You too.
The orange guy says he assaulted him.
Mm-hmm. That's Obnoxious's case. He's saying that he assaulted him first.
That's what it kind of looked like to me. He assaulted a guy with a gun. I mean, we've been through that recently.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole lot of stuff here to parse through, and right now I'm not even going to try to because my eyes are just like going cross-eyed trying to read that right now. That thin writing on the white background just is. Yeah, Obi's got a kind of a point. They did kind of chest bump, and then that's when he fired the warning shot, and then he went at him again. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. This is a case where, I'm going to let the lawyers handle it because it could go either way. Really, I mean, this one's for them to sort. And
Well,
again,
is a chest bump considered assault?
It's unwanted touching. It's an assault. Actually, it's an assault and a battery because you're making physical contact. And this was almost a month ago that this happened, and no charges have been filed yet. So that's something to keep, to think about as well. If it's been a month and no charges have been filed yet, are they close to saying they're not going to file charges? Are they close to saying they're going to file charges? Or, as they didn't get any response from in the second video, which was from today, I believe, or no, it was the 26th. So it was from 2 days ago, and they heading in the Attorney General's office and the Lubbock County prosecutor's office didn't want to comment. Yeah, you can assault somebody without touching them, and if you touch, that's assault and battery. Verbal assault is a thing. It is what it is at this point. Well, assault and battery. Obnoxious. He verbally could be said to be assaulting, then make battery when he makes contact. So Usually you'll get the two charged as a single charge, or one hand in hand with the other if there's actually a battery involved. So
All right, you guys, I might get off here.
All right, take care.
later, Stacy.
So Rich doesn't yell at my doggies anymore.
I'm not yelling at your doggy. I was just talking
Kidding.
back to your doggy. Your doggy was talking. I was talking back.
Yeah, she's a little
I do
shit.
that to my cats. When they come in
Snob's
and
not
tell
a
me meow,
dog.
I go meow to you too.
Have you met Snob? Actually, that's kind of insult my dogs. I like my dogs. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right. Have a good night.
Take care. Yeah, well, either Jason had a really long ride home, or maybe he's just scared to cough that bread up. I don't know.
Yeah. Snub says that he will respectively disagree that it's a bad, and says it's a bad shoot. He's arguing with Obnoxious out there. Obnoxious says it was never. He didn't say it was a good shoot. He's saying it's a legal shoot. Yeah, I don't know if any of us are going to say it was necessarily a good shoot.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Yeah. It's probably legal. I ain't gonna say it's good.
Yeah, it may or may not be legal, but we can all agree that it probably wasn't a good shoot. I think we're all agreed on that factor. That it escalated into something maybe it shouldn't have. Well, let's put it that way.
I'm kind of shocked too. Shocked by the girl. Well, I'm not. That's the sad part. But I don't know. It just seems weird. Like, she probably knows she was screwing with him. You know what I mean? And then, I mean, shit. Her new boyfriend didn't even get punched technically, and he's shooting the baby daddy. Yeah, it's just like for all she knows, he could be gone in 6 months. Like, I don't know. Even if it was the other way around with the mother, and I, whatever. And even if I didn't like her, it's still the principal. Like, it's still the kid's mom. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just damn shitty situation. And really, I think the kid's the biggest victim there. So,
Oh yeah, the kids are going to be.
this is a damn shame.
Because there was actually two kids that he was there to get, right? And one of them was one that she said wasn't there. Or was it just the one kid? Because I thought the one article said there were two kids, and she said one wasn't there. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but
I'm not sure.
well, no, one was a stepson. That's what it was. One article said it was her stepson and the. Okay, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I'm thinking two kids. There was a minor there, but he was one of their stepsons. So that's where I'm getting the two kids from. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking about it while I was talking to you, and I was like, oh no, okay, I know what. That's why I'm thinking two kids. But either way, I mean, you're a minor and you see somebody get shot and killed, that's going to fuck with you too. You know what I mean? Whether he was your dad or you were his stepson or you were the stepson of the ex-wife, whatever the case may be, it's going to mess with you. That's all. But, yeah.
Yeah. Did they state how old the child was that he was trying to pick up?
I don't remember if it said in the article. I don't know if the article said. No, I don't remember. Like I said, I don't have that pulled up anymore. And the one article I looked at was like completely and totally useless. I think this was the one. I'll skim through this real quick and see if I find out. Now it says former couple's sons. So apparently he was there to pick up more than one child. Yeah, but one of them wasn't home. So, yeah.
Yeah, this thing might destroy the family. I mean,
Yeah.
down the road.
Now, where it says
especially
son,
with that article about the kid talking about running away and stuff.
Yeah.
The guilt, all that type of stuff. I mean, could be a lot of stress on those guys. On the family as a whole, even. when they grow up to be adults. Pretty hairy deal.
Yeah, and where this article says that they were there to pick up the former couple's sons, that the sons part could be a misprint because how many times have we seen in the news lately where they're reading an article and the English is pretty damn awful because they don't freaking edit these things like they used to. You have bad grammar and stuff, so sons could be a misprint. And it did have some pretty bad before that. Because remember, this is the article where I said, yeah, this is not a well-written article. It's the same article that says sons, so could just been the one kid he was there to pick up. But I don't see anywhere where it says how old the child was. Or is, I should say, because child's not dead. Now, the obituary said he had 3 children, so they could have been sons again.
Well, not trying to pick sides with this statement, but whole damn thing could have been avoided if you just had the kid there at whatever time was supposed to be.
It makes me
People
wonder
were
if
playing stupid ass games.
they were arguing over one son. If they had 3 sons, was it just the one son not there and the other 2 were? Because there's no indication on that either way either. So did the one kid run off on his own trying to go hang out with his friends and that's why he wasn't there? Because we don't know how old the kids are. Because it doesn't say in here how old the kids were.
Sure. And he could have been held after school at detention or something like that too, which
This happened on November
technically,
5th. So let me see.
I don't know.
What day of the week was November 5th? November 5th was a Friday, so that's a possibility too. So, I mean, there's depending on how old the kids were and stuff. Because again, it doesn't say this article doesn't say how old the kids were. Does anybody know how old the kids are?
A field trip that they get back late from. I mean, but you would think he'd already know that. I know if I had something like that, I'd have to ask permission ahead of time, to get it cleared if anything was going to be late. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a crazy situation. Well, the article snob says maybe the other kids aged out. Well, according to the article, he was there to pick up sons, not just one. It says plural sons, so that's why I'm saying did the one kid sneak off without telling anybody, which caused the whole situation. If that's the case, that's going to make it even worse on the kid. You're going to have to live with does that kid live with thinking that he's responsible for his dad getting shot because he snuck off instead of being where he was supposed to be at the given time? That's another aspect that could be completely and totally fucked up on this case.
Yeah, crap deal. So it really is to it.
So I asked if anybody saw anything that said how old the kid was, because but I've looked at 2 articles now, and neither one of them said how old the kid was. One didn't say much of anything at all, and the other one just said they were there to pick up the sons in passing. Didn't say how old any of the kids were involved that could be involved in the situation. So it's a whole other kettle of fish there.
If I had to throw a guess, I'd guess they were younger. Yeah, probably under 12 or something like that.
I don't know, because the dad was 54. He could have been there to pick up a 12, 13-year-old, for all we know.
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't make a guess at age. It all depends, different factors, different ways. So, but I mean, if you're just throwing scenarios out there, I don't know. Kid might be hanging out with some new girl or something after school, and didn't matter who told him what, he was jumping out that damn window,
Yeah.
But but I guess
it's
there's a lot of different
Yeah, the dad was there.
possibilities.
Here's another possibility. The dad was there at 3:15 to get the kid. The school bus hadn't got there yet. What time did the kid get out of school? What time did the school bus drop him off? I mean, we don't know any of this. It's just all we can do is comment on this one little short video, because there's a bunch of aspects that we don't know exactly what the situation was, because you don't see it in that little video, which is why they do the investigations and stuff.
Well, from the sounds of it, he's already cleared. I mean, nothing's come up in a month now. So
No, just about.
yeah,
Well, like what, a week away from it being a month? Yeah, next Sunday. It'll be a month next Sunday. So exactly a week before it'll be a month.
well, yeah. What's next? We got anything else, or?
Hell, I wasn't expecting to go down this rabbit hole until Sarge brought it up.
We cleared
This is
this
all
up.
Sarge's fault.
We know Jason's scared. We had that covered. We beat this to death. In the end, it's a tragedy for the kids, and a win for 9mm. Just the caliber, not the fact that anybody was shot or nothing. But I'm assuming 9mm.
Just imagine if they had ever come out with a 10mm PCC, that guy would definitely be guilty, because then he'd be using a round that's much too powerful.
Oh my God! If he believed what people said, he would have been blown through the wall. And the person inside would have got killed too.
Mm-hmm.
That's what all them 10mm guys tell you. Might even knock the front wall down.
It'd been like Riggs and Lethal Weapon getting blown through the plate glass window. So anybody else have anything else to talk about out there in the chat, or any other stories you want to go down that's a huge rabbit hole legally? Again, this is all Sarge's fault. We went down this one. And then he left early. He starts shit and leaves. You notice that?
Yeah, a lot of these YouTubers are like that. G23 is famous for that.
Yeah, Snob says yes, they do make the PCC in 40. So. Snob saying so that one was probably a 40.
Sure.
No, you can't tell from the magazine, because the 40 mag looks identical to the 9mm mag. Dimensionally, it's the following stuff that's different. If it were a 10mm mag, it'd be bigger. If it was a 45 mag, it would be bigger. But they don't make the PC carbine in either of those calibers, I don't think. Well, I know they don't make the 10mm because people are complaining about it. I don't know if they make one in a 45 or not.
I don't think they make it in the 45. I think it's just, well, I thought it was just 9, but maybe 9 and 40. But I don't think they had 45.
Yeah, if they were one in 45, it'd be easy to make one in 10, you would think, because the same dimensional geometry on the magazine and stuff. And they could just slap the 40 barrel in it, just rechamber it in 10. Maybe make it a little beefier.
Well, 10 mils normally a bit more than 9 price wise, right? Well,
Mm-hmm.
assuming yeah. So I mean, typically, are people going to be able to afford to just go out and plink and with 10 mil?
Well, before all this shit happened.
And it's practical. Oh, yes, maybe.
This just depends on how much money you make and what you consider to be practical.
Yeah, that's true. And I guess people probably buy guns, I guess, differently than I do or whatever. So you might just buy it for that intention and take it out to the range once in a while. So they
Yeah.
probably look at it differently. So
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of people that buy a gun, throw it in a drawer, and only use it if they have to
Yeah.
defend themselves. They never take it out to shoot with it or anything. Which is why you have a bunch of people that buy 38s and snub noses. If they actually shot them, they're like, hey, I don't want this thing.
I try to get all mine for like an individual purpose or reason or whatever, and then have X amount of ammo set aside for that or whatever, for possibly that reason or whatever the case may be. So, and then range ammo. So getting into 10 mil, like the ammo I would stock is going to cost more than a damn gun for sure, and that probably wouldn't be much ammo nowadays. So it's like, ooh, sketchy.
I think the worst gun purchase I made or purchases I should say, are both ones my wife wanted. Ruger LCP and then the Smith & Wesson Airweight 642. Hated both of those guns. Neither one was fun to shoot.
Well, why'd she choose those? She
Because-
go by looks, or she
because they
just
were
liked the way it
small.
felt, or
They were small.
oh, jeez.
Yeah. She didn't like them either after she shot them, so those both got sold.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of those small guns, pocket micros or whatever you want to call them myself. So, I don't know.
Yeah,
They just because of that, they're not really fun. I realize they're more of a get off me gun, but I don't know.
yeah, I don't mind shooting my 365, but that LCP, god damn, that thing was a bitch to handle. With that small little grip, and had some really bitey recoil to it too. It's only a 380, but the thing was so small that thing recoiled more than what my 357 revolver does. That's all I got to say on that. Or at least it felt like it anyway. And that 38 wasn't any damn better. And that airweight aluminum frame thing weighed 13 ounces unloaded. You can imagine how much fun that was to shoot. That damn LCP was probably about the same weight. Maybe even lighter.
Yeah, never been a fan. It's like those little Dillingers, like the 410s or whatever. They look cool. It's nothing I really want to spend my money on. I'd play with one if I just acquired one or something. But not my thing.
Well, the whole thing with the Derringer is it was supposed to be a backup gun anyway. It was something that you hid away where you couldn't carry a normal sized gun, and basically the person was right in front of you. Kind of situation, belly shoot. Belly gun, kind of.
Yeah. I don't really go anywhere. I can't carry a gun unless I had to go to court or something like that.
No, you gotta remember back
Post
in the
office or
Western days, you would have whole towns that had outlawed carrying of guns against multiple laws. I might add, not just the Constitution, but there were actual territorial laws that uh, made that illegal as well. But they didn't care. They post there, you can't carry a firearm in this town, so people would get the little derringers and carry them like in their vest pockets and crap because you couldn't see they had it on them.
Yeah, then, but now, and they still sell now. So I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
if they're really selling as a novelty or
Yeah, now it's a novelty.
that's what people's justification is, you know, I can't have a gun, so I'm going to carry this. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's basically a novelty now. Or maybe you have one for church carry. I don't know. I know a lot of people, they'll get the little guns and they'll carry them pocket carry for church services and stuff.
They just carry a regular gun. What's the problem?
Some states it's illegal to carry a gun in church.
Shoot. Oh,
It's legal here, but there actually are states where it's illegal to carry a gun in church. Or you might have a fancy suit on and you can still carry, but suit pants may not be the best option. So you get something that you can pocket carry because then it's not pulling down on your belt. Because suit pants don't always
well, when you
have
think
loops
about
big
it, I mean, unless you're sleeping with the preacher's wife or something, most encounters I'd imagine at church would be from a distance from a maniac, not too close. 2 shots, that just might be enough to get their attention and get you shot.
No, I'm talking pocket carry in general because then it's something small that you can pocket carry. Suit pants don't always have the biggest belt loops on them. They have belt loops made for those fancy dress belts, but a pistol belt may not work with it.
Yeah. Well, you can't really put anything in your pocket in a suit. Maybe. I guess different builds, different people, but
suit pocket.
If you're with fashion, suits are too tight these days. You can't.
Oh no, you got the pocket on.
Barely get a wallet
too.
in there.
Yeah, well, that's why you got some suits had the pockets on the jacket itself.
Yep. You put your cell phone in there, and the whole freaking thing will start to crease and shit.
Yeah, I mean you get the pocket holsters that are made just look like you have a cell phone in that pocket, and nobody's gonna be able to tell it's a firearm. So who knows? I mean, I'm just saying what there are reasons why people use the smaller guns when they're wearing a suit.
Yeah, I guess. And I mean, for different body types, there's different suits and stuff too. So,
yeah.
I mean, I only know what the guy, told me that sold me the suit, basically, because I didn't know nothing. Yeah. When I go down and buy that type of stuff, I usually just ask them.
Yeah, I don't even own a suit currently. I never wore one.
What?
Nope.
Man, that's like a lawnmower. That's one of the stipulations of a man. You gotta at least have a decent suit. At least a decent suit.
Nick Gary says, who wears a suit to church anymore? You'd be surprised how many people I've seen wearing a suit to church. I don't, because again, I don't own any. But I mean, I have shirts and ties that I'll wear, but I don't have a full-blown suit. I can't stand to wear the damn things.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of wearing them really, but it grows on you. By the end of the day, it's cool because you get treated totally different. Totally. Well, I do.
I'd rather wear a suit and tie with like a sweater or something than wearing a suit. When I'm wearing a suit jacket, my arms just feel like they're bunched up and stuff. It just isn't. I don't find it comfortable at all.
People are getting lazy lately. So just this wedding I went to was supposed to be supposed to be dressed up for a wedding. Get there and half people aren't even dressed up. Like, I swear I was overdressed for a wedding in my suit. You know what I mean? It was horrible. Like, even better than the guy that was marrying him. Like, what's going on here, people? I really don't feel like going to pay for dry cleaning if I didn't have to after this shit. Like, come on. Now, if I got a book, if it says formal, put your damn suit on. Don't make me put mine on for nothing.
In that situation, I may go out and buy one or rent one or something for that situation. But right now, I don't have need for one, so I don't have one.
Never know when you'll end up in court, buddy.
I try to do things that don't get me thrown in court.
One of these days, the wife's gonna be tired of your YouTube habits.
You don't have to always have. You don't have to necessarily wear a suit into court. You just got to dress appropriately. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to wear a suit.
No, you don't. But for certain things in life, you should, in my opinion. Whether you, I don't know, it's a different thing. It's just a different level, I guess. But it's people's perception, things like that. It's you'll get treated with more respect in certain aspects for sure.
Yeah, the last wedding.
Not saying like there's anything wrong. I mean, you can't afford it. You do the best you can do. Don't get me wrong. And I'm not rich by any means. You know what I mean? But when there is something like that, you should always do the best you can do, in a sense, in my opinion. So, and honestly, like especially business, a lot of that type of stuff, like nobody's gonna take you seriously if you're not. You're in or you're not. I don't know. I'm sure you probably get what I'm saying, or somebody does.
But again, I don't have any need for that because I'm not involved in that kind of stuff right now.
You can't show up at the country club in your sweatshirt, okay?
No, I ain't going to no country club anytime soon. I don't call for anything.
Well, sometimes business might require you to be at the country club.
I ain't in that kind of stuff, so I don't have to.
Well, what happens when your kid gets married? You're gonna
I'll
show
rent
up
a
with crumbs on your
I'll rent a
champion
tuxedo.
sweatshirt or what?
I said if that kind of situation, I would rent a tuxedo. I'd rent. You don't have to necessarily own one, rent one. I mean, the last time I've been to a wedding was my own. I haven't been to a wedding since then.
Shit, your wedding, you didn't even have pants on, did you?
Yeah, no, I did. Now, Gary, on the other hand, he just wore a loincloth because, that's how long ago his wedding was. Well, his first one, anyway. Because, he's been married 89 times now. That's his first wedding was so long ago, Noah presided over it.
Wearing a toga?
No, I said loincloth.
Yeah. Nah. Gary ain't that old. What is he, like 35?
Yeah, I think we've run out of things to talk about at this point.
Yeah, it was a slow night.
Except for when Sarge stuck his nose in and then ran away. That's all talking about this self-defense thing in Texas and then took off running. The Obi and Snob arguing. Gary says he's 61.
Them two arguing. Ain't gonna mess up the hens, is it? Gonna be a hens divorce?
I don't know.
Who gets Gary?
I don't know. And he says he's 61, by the way.
$35 and 61 days? Yeah, it sounds about right.
So if he's 61, it wouldn't have been Noah. It would have been Alexander the Great that presided. Okay. Gotcha. Anyway, I think it's about time to wrap this up. Almost 3 hours here. Didn't have anything to talk about. We end up going for almost 3 hours. So, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Just the usual. R&L Displays. Got a sale going for the holidays here. If anybody's interested, definitely check it out. Eat a salad for your health. And 9mm King. Thanks for joining us.
And there's the link for Rob's little side venture business there, folks. So if you need a gun stand for AR-15 or a handgun, there's where you can go to get a nice, well-made, American-made wooden gun stand. On that note, we will see you next week, and what the hell, we'll do this again. All right, we are live. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to This Week in Loaded.